Hello, cat lovers, and everyone who has ever noticed how these amazing creatures can spend hours sitting by the window, gazing into the distance. Have you ever wondered what exactly attracts our furry friends to this simple but apparently extremely fascinating activity? Today we will explore 7 amazing reasons why cats love looking out the window. And believe me, some of them will definitely surprise you. If you appreciate such educational content about our 4-legged companions, subscribe to the channel and turn on notifications. We regularly share interesting research and observations from the world of pets. Now, let's find out what is really happening in your pet's mind when they sit for hours on the windowsill. Did you know that the average house cat spends up to 3 hours daily by the window? For an animal that sleeps about 16 hours a day, this is a significant part of their waking time, and this is no coincidence. Let's dive together into the amazing world of feline psychology and behavior. The first reason why cats love looking out the window is connected to their hunting instincts. Despite thousands of years of domestication, a wild predator still lives in every house cat. In nature, felines spend a lot of time in ambush, observing potential prey. For a domestic cat, the window is a kind of portal to the hunting world. Even if your pet has never caught mice, birds, squirrels, or even just leaves swaying in the wind will inevitably attract their attention. Interestingly, scientists studying cat behavior note that when a pet observes moving objects outside the window, the same areas activate in its brain as during actual hunting. The cat may sit completely still, but mentally it is pursuing prey, calculating its jump, and imagining itself as a brave hunter. Amazing, isn't it? Even while being completely safe in a domestic environment, our pets continue to train their natural skills. Have you ever noticed how a cat's behavior changes when it sees a bird outside the window? Its tail begins to twitch, pupils dilate, and jaws may even slightly chatter. This is called chattering, a special sound that cats make when they see inaccessible prey. Some researchers believe that this is how cats imitate the bite needed to kill the victim. Others believe it's an expression of frustration at being unable to catch the hunting object. In any case, it's the brightest manifestation of the hunting instinct that hasn't disappeared over millennia of domestication. The second reason is connected to cats' natural curiosity. Contrary to the popular belief that cats are indifferent to everything happening around them, these animals are incredibly curious. For a cat, a window is like a television, showing constantly changing pictures of the real world. Passing cars, walking people, flying birds. All this interests your pet. Research shows that cats can remember and recognize objects they regularly see from the window. For example, if every day at a certain time a person with a dog passes under your windows, the cat may begin to wait for this moment, taking an observation post in advance. This suggests that looking out the window is not just a meaningless pastime, but a real study of the surrounding world, mapping territory and scheduling events. Do you know that cats' vision is specifically adapted to detect movement? While it's important for humans to clearly distinguish colors and details, for cats the main thing is to notice the slightest movement of potential prey. Therefore, the dynamic world outside the window presents a particularly fascinating spectacle for feline eyes. Even simple swaying of curtains or leaves on trees can hold your pet's attention for hours. The third reason is the territorial instinct of cats. Despite the fact that domestic cats don't mark territory as actively as their wild relatives, the desire to control their territory is still very strong in them. The window allows the cat to observe the boundaries of its domain and track potential intruders. When your cat sees another cat walking in the yard that it considers its territory, this can cause a strong emotional reaction. You've surely noticed how a cat starts to get nervous, hiss, or even arch its back when seeing a fellow cat outside the window. This is not just aggression, it's protection of territory that the cat can only carry out visually while inside the house. Interesting fact, cats may feel more protected observing the surrounding world from a height. That's why they often choose windowsills, especially if the windows are located on the second floor or higher. From such a position, the cat can control a large territory while remaining relatively safe. This behavior is inherited from wild ancestors who chose tall trees or rocks to observe territory. Some cat owners even note that their pets distribute time between different windows in the house depending on the view from each. In the morning, a cat may prefer windows facing east to observe the awakening world and bask in the morning sun rays, and in the evening, move to western windows. This is not a coincidence, but a well thought out strategy for controlling territory. The fourth reason is related to cats' need for sensory stimulation. Despite the fact that cats may seem calm and even phlegmatic animals, their brain needs constant stimulation. The home environment, especially if the cat doesn't go outside, can be quite monotonous. The window, in this case, becomes a source of new impressions, sounds, smells, and visual stimuli. Have you ever wondered why cats love sitting by a slightly open window? It's not just about fresh air. Through the gap, the cat receives many smells from the outside world: grass, flowers, other animals, food from neighboring apartments. For an animal with such a keen sense of smell as a cat, this is a real information flow. By the way, on average, a cat's sense of smell is 14 times sharper than a human's. So what is just fresh air for us is a whole story about what's happening outside for a cat. Veterinary specialists and animal psychologists note that cats deprived of the opportunity to observe the surrounding world through a window more often suffer from behavioral problems such as excessive aggression, obsessive grooming, or even depression. This indicates how important it is for a cat's mental health to receive various sensory stimuli, and the window plays a key role here. Did you know that many experienced cat owners specifically create comfortable places by the window for their pets? These can be soft beds on the windowsill, special shelves, or even entire cat trees, allowing the animal to comfortably position itself for observing the street. And this is not just a tribute to the fashion for cat accessories, it's care for the psychological well-being of the pet. The fifth reason lies in cats searching for warmth and light. Cats are heat-loving creatures. Their comfortable ambient temperature is about 38 degrees Celsius, which is significantly higher than the comfortable temperature for humans. Sunlight coming through the window creates warm areas that attract our pets. You've surely noticed how a cat moves following the sunbeam falling on the floor through the window. This is no coincidence. Cats intuitively look for the warmest places in the house, and sunlight from the window is one of the best heat sources. Besides, sunbathing helps cats synthesize vitamin D, necessary for bone health and general well-being. Interestingly, scientists have found a connection between the amount of time a cat spends in the sun and its overall mood. Cats that regularly get sun baths are generally more active, playful, and less susceptible to seasonal mood swings. So when your pet lies for hours on the windowsill, bathing in the sun rays, it's not just warming up, it's literally charging with positive emotions and energy. Have you noticed that even on cloudy days, cats still gravitate toward windows? This is because even diffused daylight is usually brighter than artificial lighting indoors. Cat eyes evolved for hunting at dusk, so even a small increase in light brightness can significantly improve a cat's vision quality and consequently its well-being. The sixth reason is related to cats' need for a safe shelter. It may seem paradoxical, but sitting by the window, a cat simultaneously observes the outside world and hides from it. The windowsill is the boundary between the safe home and potentially dangerous external world. Being on this border, the cat feels protected while maintaining contact with the environment. Psychologists studying animal behavior note that for cats, it's extremely important to be able to observe what's happening while remaining invisible or inaccessible to potential threats. In nature, this helps them be effective hunters and simultaneously avoid danger. In domestic conditions, the window perfectly satisfies this need. The cat sees everything happening outside but remains safe at home. Interesting observation. Many cats prefer sitting by the window, partially hidden by a curtain or blinds. This is no coincidence. Such a position gives the cat a feeling of additional protection. It can observe the world while remaining practically invisible from outside. This behavior is directly related to hunting instincts. In nature, cats often track prey hiding in tall grass or bushes. Did you know that a window can serve as a kind of sedative for a cat? Research shows that observing steadily moving objects, such as leaves on trees or clouds in the sky, can reduce stress levels in cats. This effect is comparable to what people experience during meditation or contemplation of an aquarium with fish. So the time spent by the window can be a form of relaxation and emotional balance restoration for your pet. And finally, the seventh reason is cats' social need. Contrary to the stereotype of independence and alienation, cats are social animals. They are interested in what's happening around them, including the lives of people and other animals. The window allows the cat to satisfy this social need by observing street life. This is especially important for cats that don't go outside. The window becomes their only way to communicate with the external world. By observing passing people, playing children, or other animals, the cat satisfies its need for social contacts, even if these contacts are limited to observation only. Some cats even establish a kind of relationship with characters regularly appearing outside the window. For example, a cat may wait every day for the mailman or the neighbor's dog going for a walk, and although there is no physical contact between them, such visual communication can be very important for your pet's emotional well-being. Interestingly, many owners note their cats especially actively look out the window when the owner returns home. This is no coincidence. Cats are able to recognize their human's footsteps, the sound of their car, or other characteristic signs of the owner's approach. Observing the return of a beloved person is a manifestation of attachment and one of the ways to maintain a social connection. Have you ever wondered why some cats talk to birds or insects outside the window? This phenomenon, which animal psychologists call chattering, may be not just a manifestation of hunting instinct, but also a peculiar form of interaction with the surrounding world. The cat doesn't just observe what's happening, it actively reacts to it, expressing its emotions and attitudes. Let's now consider how all these reasons intertwine in your pet's daily life. Imagine a typical situation. A sunny morning, your cat wakes up and heads to the window first thing. The sun rays have already warmed the windowsill. This satisfies the cat's need for warmth. Birds are chirping outside the window, awakening hunting instincts. At the same time, familiar sounds of the morning yard, neighbors' footsteps, car noise, give the cat a sense of a familiar, safe world. Smells coming from the slightly open window tell about what's happening outside. This is sensory stimulation. And observing the territory from a safe place satisfies both the territorial instinct and the need for shelter. Thus, simply sitting by the window actually represents a complex set of behavioral acts satisfying many basic needs of the cat. And this is the answer to the question of why cats can look out the window for so long and with such enthusiasm. And what should we, caring owners, do? How to provide our pet with the most comfortable conditions for their favorite activity. Here are some practical tips. Create a comfortable place by the window. It can be a soft bed on the windowsill, a special shelf, or a cat tree near the window. Make sure the cat can safely sit by the window. If you live on a high floor, it's better to install a protective screen on the windows. At the same time, make sure that the window can be slightly opened for access to fresh air and smells. And of course, don't close the window with thick curtains all day. Remember how important it is for your pet to observe the outside world. It's especially important to provide window access to cats that don't go outside. For them, this is the only possibility of contact with the external world, and depriving them of such an opportunity can negatively affect the animal's psychological state. If you have several cats, make sure each has access to a window. This will help avoid conflicts over the observation post. Interestingly, some advanced cat owners even install bird or squirrel feeders outside the window. This creates additional stimulation for the pet. However, remember about the well-being of wild animals. The feeder should be located so that the cat cannot reach it, even if the window is open. So, we have examined the 7 main reasons why cats love looking out the window. These include hunting instincts, natural curiosity, territorial behavior, the need for sensory stimulation, the search for warmth and light, the need for a safe shelter, and social needs. All these factors make the window an ideal place for a cat, a kind of center of its universe in domestic conditions. What interesting habits related to sitting by the window does your cat have? Perhaps it prefers a certain window in the house or reacts in a special way to something happening outside. Share your observations in the comments. And if you like this video, don't forget to like, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications so you don't miss new fascinating episodes about the behavior and psychology of our beloved pets. Next time, we'll talk about an equally interesting topic from the world of feline habits. What exactly is behind the unusual behavior that puzzles many owners? Thank you for your attention. Remember, understanding your pet's behavior is the key to a harmonious relationship with them.